Welcome to this week's update. This week I had a schedule change at my work, and so instead of working all week, all 5 days of the week, I have 4 10-hour days and Friday off. So I drove down from where I live to Hendersonville and back. Got some big changes, some neat stuff to see, and I have Fridays off now. So maybe I'll be able to do this on a regular basis. If you want to help me do that, go to the Buy Me a Coffee link and buy me a gallon of gas. But as we go along on this, of course, not much really is changing or of interest drastically until we get past 191. You can also join my Patreon. I hope to get some videos finished up. That'll be time lapses. That takes a lot of work. I'm really not getting a lot done. It just takes time. I'm going to go through several videos. Several hundred videos. Anyhow, going under 191. All this stuff is done. It will be interesting to see how long it takes them to decide to open up all the lanes, but I imagine that just simply boils down to actually having everything finished. So until then, we're stuck doing 2 lanes. Alright, here at the end, alright, across from the radar sign, all of those white bundles are the rebar that they put down when they're paving. Always interesting to see those numbers go down as they set them up to pave. And again, please slow down on that first section. As you just saw, it bounces around a good bit. Next time a heavy rain comes in, you're going to find out one way or the other. Alright, there's the paver on the left, and they have extended the graveling, but I didn't see any filter paper underneath it, so maybe they're doing a second level. That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Coming down here, downhill, take a look at the Pratt & Whitney building up there. You can just see it at the top of the hill. So looking over to the left, we've got a nice shot of the bridge. They're continuing to put down the pins or whatever that they... I haven't ever been able to watch all of the steps, but they have pins there. I think they put metal sheets on or around them, and that helps hold the concrete together. I don't know. Somebody just exited to work on a heavy machinery. There's some that big tractor, the big dump trucks, big stuff over there, moving things around. There's one that's moving. Again, don't know what these piles of dirt are going to go back to, but they're there. Another spot that's dangerous when it's heavy rain, and it has to be pretty heavy, but just fairly heavy rain, about right here, maybe a little bit further up. There's a river of water that runs across and causes hydroplaning there, but it has to be pretty heavy. Again, this is temporary road. They're going to take it out and redo it so it has proper drainage, but just be careful coming up this hill. Do be careful of that spot coming up the hill that tends to flood over and hydroplane. Get up to the top of the hill, and if you look off to the right as we pass all of this stuff here, I did see them when I walked across the bridge bringing a track hoe up, and they were working on the foot. So there's big work happening or starting. They're beginning to gather things here. Maybe that 𝐿𝐴𝐿, the excavator I just saw, is what was going up there. Nope, there's one up there. Yep, I got one up there by the foot, the base. Working on getting that all sorted out. And there is more stuff there. There's a piece of gravel. Maybe they're going to move that over to make the pad. I don't know. And then the mind-blowing reveal. They spent millions of dollars, and I swear most of a year, putting together this bridge and all of that mechanical stabilization, and they are ripping it out. Just blows my mind. They only built that so they could shift the lanes over and start doing this work. I am floored. But, you know, I was wondering if they were going to take it out. So I'm not completely surprised, but wow. That is an amazing amount of work just gone. Maybe they're going to replace the whole thing. I don't know. It looks wide enough for 4 lanes. They just need to make it a permanent bridge. It will be interesting to see what happens there. But I am totally mind blown that they flat out tore that out. Okay, going past the center line, the median paver. That big old thing has a cone shape to it. I've seen it many times covering up the rebar, median rebar. Got to be careful getting on here because it is crowded. They had torn up some of this asphalt. I think that some of it is concrete. Some of the oldest stuff is concrete, and it was paved over. So, not sure how that's going to get dealt with. But, tractor moving up there carrying something. Then there's a bunch of dirt that's been moved up here. I move over a little bit so it can be seen some, but we'll have to wait for the side view to see exactly how much I got with that. I have not looked at that video off to the side of the car. That'll probably be up on Monday. To the other side on Tuesday, since I'm doing this full run. So there is work going on down there. Got some tractors and excavators and track hoes, whatever. They have taken out one lane. They have dug something out here, and maybe they're putting in some drainage. Not sure. Can't really see, and I'm driving at a lot of speeds, so 60, 70 miles an hour. 62, 70. I don't remember how fast I was going. The Glenbridge Road. I am really interested in seeing how long that bridge will stay there, because it's still usable, but you know, are they going to bring stuff down from the airport across it and, you know, build up more, or are they going to tear it out immediately? Time will tell, but you know, that is my big question at this point. Is the old Glenbridge Road going to get taken out very soon? Wow, look at those median pieces. They've taken out a lot of them. Wonder where those are going to go to, since they might not need them very much anymore. Used to be stored out near Canton. Wonder if they're going to go back there, or if they just are going to send them off to another construction area somewhere else in the state. Interesting questions. You know, they do have the Glenbridge Road bridge blocked off, so I'm wondering if they're going to take it out sooner than later. Ooh, there's a slowdown. Oh well. Could you go grab that? So coming up to the airport, as I was getting on Thursday to go home, they had the grinder out there pulling up all of the lanes going underneath the bridge. But there's still some lanes there, so I'm not sure how much is actually getting torn up. But one way or the other, they are going gangbusters on replacing that section of road, going underneath the bridge. He's tearing up something, and they were grinding up the paved lanes, so maybe that's concrete there, and they got to tear it up with the excavator track hoe. I don't know. That guy is humming hard. He is working on pulling up all the asphalt that they don't need anymore. Put it on the table.
I'm kind of using the table right now.
Bring it out here then. So we're going down here under, is that Fanning Bridge Road? Yes, that's Fanning Bridge Road because that's the Ag Center. And there's a lane shift. The cars are not immediately beside us anymore, just like I thought might happen. I'm not totally surprised, but at the same time I'm a little surprised. It just, yeah, very hot. Boiling, I would say. I wonder if they're ever going to take out that big old pile of dirt that they put up. That would be interesting to see, because that's a few thousand tons of dirt there. We'll see. I know that they've got space on the other side that's going to have to be raised. Who knows? But we do have a lane shift. I would say now that most of Cane Creek Bridge is done, because this isn't road, this is the bridge over the creek. Yes, Cane Creek. I think that they didn't tear out the old bridge, but I don't remember right off. I'll have to look at that more closely. They built the new bridge on the other side, but they kept the old bridge because they still needed people to travel north. I don't remember. I don't remember if they tore it all out. I'll have to go back and look at that. This road may be finished completely at this point in time. Well, not completely. They've got the way stations, and there's still some asphalt up here, but it's almost completely done. Going past the Fletcher exit, people are now coming down the on-ramp that I took by accident, and they're going up to where the lane shift is, because that's not been shifted over. They're going to have to replace this asphalt under here, and they are now taking that out, so that it's going to be reshaped there on the north side of that bridge. I don't know what they're doing on that right there. They were inspecting the bridge or something. It was down when we came back, or they had moved away some. But we are now on this bridge, and now they get to take out the last section of bridge that we drove over last time and replace that. And that's going to finish this bridge off. It's kind of funny how long it took them to do the bridge in the center, but then once they put people on there, they were able to get things to the new bridge faster. I don't quite understand why that took so long to get the center done, and then the outside just was done quickly. Maybe it was the same amount of time and I just wasn't aware of it. Anyhow, the other side, they are putting down some gravel and are prepping for paving, but they still need to do a little bit of movement and leveling and stuff, maybe a bit of widening. But there is the silence wall up here. I was a little surprised with they were still extending it, and man, have they extended it. It's all the way up from the way station to this slope here. And it looks like it's going to go into it kind of like the silence wall around Glen Bridge. But that is a lot of silence wall there, coming up to the way stations. It doesn't look like they are rebuilding the way station on, what is that? This is the south. That would be east. On the east side of the road. Like they're still staging stuff there. I believe that they've fully completed the rebuild of the way station on that west side for the southbound lanes. But wonder if that silence wall is going to go all the way to this bridge. It looks like it's finished, but I don't know. I do have some paving over there. And the last hill before you go down to Hendersonville. Down the hill again. And into Hendersonville, across Clear Creek. Lots of movement over there. And somebody was doing a very big backup when we came back. I'll have to take note of that, because it was like, what in the world? He was flying in reverse. We got machines moving stuff. Not a lot to talk about, because you can't really see a whole lot. But there is shoulder work on the other side. Since it's going to be 3 lanes over there. And I do believe it's been 2 weeks since the last full run. Ooh, that is hot. 3 people are getting new houses. Or 2 people. There was a old one, and then there's 2 new ones coming north. That's the first half, and then the second half is just down here. And somebody had a house going south on our way back north. Got the subdevelopment way over there. The road in from the grinding plant. And more silence wall. Looks like it's just terminated. Then Clear Creek Bridge. That's another tongue twister. It is paved, but it's having to be dealt with carefully so that it cures properly, and that thin layer of concrete won't give us problems. I'm not a civil engineer, so I don't know the difference, but there is some obvious differences between the amount of weight that you can build into a bridge and the strength that is needed for it versus the, what is that, 12 or 18 inches that they just slap down for the regular road. It's a thick pad there. And all those machines. And the exit for Hendersonville. It looks like they're going to put concrete on top of that or something, because they were doing something that made me think they're going to put another layer of stuff on the exit ramp. Then we do the clover leaves. Slow down and take the big sweeper. The mural on the side of the old World of Clothing building is close to 90% complete. It looks really good. I'll see if I can. I know that I looked at it with my phone. I slowed down a little bit. I'll have to see if I can get a better view from my phone outside, since we got glare off the dashboard. Oh well. Getting back on the northbound side, or whatever it's officially called. And drafting the semi. Get another look at Clear Creek coming up here. Better look at all those tractors, that since we don't have the sun in our eyes. A little bit of paving, shoulder work and stuff like that there. And around the corner to Clear Creek. Ooh, that did not pop. And I see those things across bridges all the time. Don't quite understand what they're for. Have something to do with keeping water on them or something so they don't cure wrong. I don't know. Come up here and do the lane shift in front of the rock crushing plant, and I didn't go over, but there's a lot of rock. Then the concreting, the paving. I was trying to get past that truck, but had some, yeah, that's some paving, leveling, compacting and paving. Then I hustled it around the truck, and then he passed me back later. And not much to really see. The shoulder worked, Bobcat moving something. Those tractors waiting for something big to happen. Outhouse! Then there was this truck up here. Oh, somebody trashed those storage things, containers. 200 gallon, 250 gallon containers. And this truck just hustling it in reverse. Wonder what in the world he was doing, but he was flying in reverse. Just turn around. Maybe it was too narrow to turn around safely without falling off. Silence wall. Again, I wonder if that's going to be extended at all. It doesn't look like it, but at the same time, closing it to the bridge, who knows. Going past the way station again. There goes the truck. Yeah, I don't think they're working too hard on rebuilding the way station, but there are more silence wall pieces there. They must form those in a factory or something, in a specific form. If you look closely at the end of the silence wall, it looks like they're digging up the side, kind of like they did with the Glen Bridge Road silence wall. Right there. Like they're going to follow up the hill just a little bit, and maybe this hill is going to just be all that they use for silence wall from there on up to the Advent Health. The filter paper's down, or filter material, whatever that is. So they're continuing to work on paving. It'll be interesting to see what next week brings. I have a dot in the middle of the windshield. I wonder what in the world that was. Maybe a bug hit it or something. It's like just below, right in the center. Just below the center, but it's right in the center. There's another machine. That looked like a water spreader of some kind. Dump truck. There was somebody spraying water up here. One of those compactor things. Wonder how many tons that has in it. Oh, gotta be big number. 100 tons maybe? Who knows? That guy's spraying water, I think. Maybe that was fuel. I don't remember. Had to slow down a bit. Big slowdown. And this was fun. I actually slowed down enough to watch this this guy spread the load out in the, there you go, he shifted it. Spread the load out in the dump truck. And then I had a semi pull over into the other lane. I was like, I think I better get out of here. Yeah, I slowed down to about 30, 35. Probably freaked out that poor truck driver, sorry. And a ripper claw, gonna tear that up. Gonna take that bridge up. Fletcher exit is now on the new paving. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And this hill, I don't see it not being reshaped, at least somewhat. But they're going to change out the paving there. It's got to be changed on the hill so there'll be enough space for all 3 lanes. But there's the new on-ramp over there that I accidentally took last time. And it joins us right up here. And this is a sharp corner. I got to tell you, do not take this 60 miles an hour, because that's a sharp corner. That was a little scary, a little sketchy. And new on-ramp, it looks like that is completed. Honestly, pretty much completed. That might be the spare space for the extra lane, and then the shoulder on the other side. I don't know, but it really does look like this from here up is final form. So maybe they're waiting on some final work back there at the bridge. I don't know, but this looks like exactly how it's going to finish up. The shoulder is done as far as I can tell, and they just aren't opening the other lane because it's not finished north of here. King Creek Bridge. Is that the new bridge? Honestly, that looks all completed, so yeah, I guess it is. Huh. Yeah, because they not only widened it, they took out the old one. That has to be... Oh well, we'll see. I don't remember enough, and I haven't been down here enough to see it. But we've got the rest area now open for good, it appears. It is permanently open now, which is wonderful. Kind of been waiting for that one. And I'm sure a lot of travelers have been waiting for that one and are very thrilled for that. And back under Fanning Bridge Road. And still got a little bit of work there in the center, and the median needs to be paved, needs to be concreted through there. Connect to the bridge. So now all the area that we've been driving lane switches on is going to be cleared out and refinished completely to concrete. But maybe not too quickly. Yeah, we've got to go under the other side of the airport bridge. We got to finish that off. So yeah, that section road is not going to be swapped out completely, but the grinder was still going at it. Yeah, lots to work, lots to do, connecting the new paving to what's going to happen north of there. And coming down the hill, unfortunately not a lot to see easily from this side. But Glenbridge Road, Rockwood Road over there on the right. Glenbridge Road is coming up in about a quarter to half mile. That silence wall is completed. Everything that is going to happen now is going to be on the downhill side. and not a lot going to be visible from traveling on the northbound side. Again, those medians, that's a few dozen truckloads of medians. I wonder where they're going to end up, because they're kind of not needed anymore here. We'll see. Got another grinder there? No, I think the grinder up there is the one from down here. The grinder that's at the airport was the one that took out the closest lane on the other side. Pass the truck and get over because I was exiting to Biltmore Park to go watch the Gran Turismo movie. Awesome movie. A few inaccuracies, but you know, it's a movie. Race cars do not explode when they hit the wall unless they're built wrong, and the team would be disqualified if the car blew up like the one in this movie. Oh dear heavens. Yeah, no. Fuel cells do not explode. Not with all of the safety stuff built in these days. But got the median, or I'm sorry, the shoulder completed. Yeah. It will be interesting to see how that looks, because it looks like that's completed, but I'm not completely sure. Maybe that dot is a reflection off of something on the dash. Anyhow, as we come off the exit, I just remember coming off of here one time and seeing a track hoe dig a big old hole in this side here, and I don't remember if I shared that video or not, but I know I have it. And they had like that section there up to that light, or maybe it was this section here, completely dug out to the roadway, and it was doing something. I'd love to know what it was. But there we go. Long Shoals. Going north on Long Shoals. Getting on the on-ramp. And this was interesting because we left several hours later and it was down to rush hour. Got up here and went, oh, we have to stop. Yeah, I feel sorry for people commuting here, because that is not a really fun way to get on. And it was pretty tight, I gotta tell you. This new sort of on-ramp is quite tight, and it takes agreement from both the people on the freeway and the people on the on-ramp to merge safely. But that does look like the final layout for the on-ramp there. So when we get everything finished up, we're going to have enough runoff to actually join properly. But yeah, this was slow and tight. Getting over here was quite interesting. But I got in behind the Audi. That poor Volvo didn't merge correctly and just about didn't get allowed in. So it's more helpful to get in immediately at the on-ramp and not wait, because it just makes people upset. But we got in behind all of these cars. Nice blue Mustang. That's a nice color. Kind of like the lighter, brighter colors that they have, but I also like some really dark, rich ones. Had a maroon car and I loved that shade. It was just such a neat color. So going up the hill, you can see the work over there on the bridge, and I'll have to make sure that I get the side views. Good look at that. Again, I was pretty floored that they took that out, but you know, they got to get everything finished up. So maybe they'll be putting in a more permanent bridge. I don't know. it looks like enough space for 4 lanes, so it's got to be just getting rebuilt to a better standard, because it's not going to be temporary this time. They have another crane there. Maybe that's going to help with the new bridge at the auxiliary road. Don't know. They have not moved this crane. Wonder what it'll take to get them to move that. But they got to be ready for it. And moving that crane is going to cost a lot of money. But if you look up there, there are some people at the foot. They got a truck up there. They're working on it. They're starting the process. So we're probably going to see the leg get built. Well, it has to be done before next June. So I'm going to say before October we should see the leg finished. That's a pure guess. Gamble on it if you want. I'll be happy to take your winnings. Coming down here, I really wish that we could level all those trees so we could see what's going on, but at the same time I never want to touch them. So big guess as to what's going on the other side. Wonder if we can get somebody from the construction crew to tell us. But it looks like there's traffic through there, so I imagine that they're done with the with the digging. So why do we still have piles of dirt? I wonder. Oh yes, I wonder. Why? Still more drainage pipe there, so something isn't done. I don't know. But they do have more gravel down here, and they're spreading gravel out. There is a dump truck putting gravel down, and that tractor was moving gravel. And we got leveling, and that big old tractor with the however many dozen tons of stuff behind it. Got a cloud of dust from somebody driving. They still haven't finished this section and in leveling it and putting down gravel, but of course I just about let him out, but then I didn't because I had people getting too close to me. I have to finish the bridge before they're going to deal with that. The bridge has a lot of stuff on it that looks like they are going to be putting down the underlayment soon, but the big news is those pilings. They have the form going up. It looks like it's at least half finished. They have done a little bit more leveling here, and there is gravel almost all the way up to the new paving. Don't get to see a lot because of this dusty guy here, but that area that wasn't finished last week is graveled now, and it looks like they're doing final prep for paving on this section leading up to where the new paving is. So I would say that within September the paving should be most of the way down to the new bridge. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But here we go up back to 191, and if you have watched this whole video, I thank you immensely. I would love it if you would like and subscribe in the whole 9 yards, because that tells YouTube that I am worth watching, and it tells more people about me with all those algorithms and everything. And I do have Patreon, and recently gotten into the buy me a coffee thing, so buy me a gallon of fuel. I have a perfume allergy, so coffee makes me gag, so you know, a gallon of fuel will be wonderful. But this is what it's going to look like all the way down to past the airport. It should be 4 lanes down to where Fletcher is. And Fletcher will bring on the 4th lane and drop the 4th lane south of that to Hendersonville. So thank you for watching, thank you for your time, and we will see you next week. See you then.
Well done.